We're just doing a revision lesson on timbers today. And then I'll do the other materials. I'll do metals and plastics another time. So any spec can join. Doesn't matter if you're doing AQA, EdXL, anything else. We are just revising timbers today. Okay. All right, let's get started. Let's get a black pen. Okay. So we'll just do a quick introduction to timbers, even though I know you guys have done this before. But take your notes, etc., etc. So timber is wood that has been processed into beams or planks. And these are two different ways that you can buy them in the shops, yeah? Let me put this a bit higher. Thank you for the follows. Okay, so timber is wood. Don't get confused when someone says timber to you. Now, wood can be used for other things, such as papers and boards. And that's why we use the term timber, because it's prepared to buy in beams, planks. You can also get dowels and other ways that it's been sold in shops, yeah? So you've got two different trees that produce timber. So you've got your deciduous trees and your coniferous trees. And the way you're going to remember this is that your coniferous trees are shaped like cones. Okay, so coniferous, cone. Now, these trees, so the coniferous trees, they grow quickly. They have needles, which remain all year round, and they have a long, straight trunk. Now, an example of a type of wood that comes from this tree would be a pine. And how are you going to remember that? Because pine cones. You know that pine cones fall off pine trees. Okay? So they don't have leaves. They have needles. The fact that they grow quickly means that the wood that comes from them is widely available. And we'll go into this a bit more in the next few pages. Okay, thanks for the shares, Amelia. Deciduous means fall off. Now, what do we think falls off? Please type it in the chat. What do we think falls off of the deciduous trees? Well done, GTM. It's the leaves. Okay? It's not apples. It could be apples. Okay, so these trees grow slowly. They have leaves. Yes, they have quite broad leaves. You know, those leaves that look like hands. And they have a thick, dense trunk. Right, we're going to do a mind map now. So I need you guys to just tell me some of the uses of timber. So we know timber has many uses. It's quite versatile. You put it in the chat and I'll try as quickly as I can to write down what you have written. So the uses of timber. Trees give you oxygen. Okay, so you've got furniture. Doors. What products do we make out of timber? What products? Fire would not be a product. Musical instruments, good. Someone said housing. Okay, furniture, so someone said tables. Decking, that's a good one. What do we use wood planks for? Okay, so shelving. Well done. Fencing, well done, Emily. Cabinets, that's another item of furniture. Coffee tables. Benches, well done. Chairs. Bird houses, well done. Chopping boards, very good. Sleepers, do you mean like beams? Wooden toys, let's have 2 more. Floorboards, good one. And 1 more. Serving trays, thank you, well done everyone. Okay, so we all know the many uses of timber, and I'm sure we could go on and you could all give me 1 more, but we won't have time for that, okay? So well done. All right, I'm gonna read and I'll highlight keywords as I go along. So, wood produces 3 different kinds of timber. Hardwood. Hardwood comes from deciduous trees. Hardwoods are strong and durable, generally, yeah? Generally, they're strong and durable, which makes them good for building construction and making high-use items. So high use, meaning that they are used a lot, that need to withstand weather and impact, okay? Deciduous trees grow slowly, so there is less hardwood available. Because of this, hardwood can be very expensive. So examples of hardwood are oak, mahogany, and walnut. And here you've got a construction, so like a housing that someone mentioned, and you've also got staircase. Now these are both, well, the housing will be weather resistant, and the stairs, high frequency use, and can stand the impact of people walking up and down it several times a day. Okay? Softwood comes from coniferous trees. They are flexible, light in terms of their weight, and less dense. So the grain is not as tightly packed as hardwood. And by the way, when I say grain, I'm talking, if you had a plank of wood like that, about the natural lines that run along the piece of wood, and they tend to be a bit wibbly wobbly. They're not straight, are they? And some of them have little knots in it, especially in softwoods. You've got your grain line, and your grain line will go like that around it. It's quite attractive to look at, especially hardwoods, the grain, because you have less knots. I'm not ill, I'm just nasal, don't worry about me, come on, concentrate on the lesson. So softwood is more readily available because coniferous trees grow quickly. So it's cheaper. So you have to understand as DT students that things that are more available have less value. Okay? Things that are more exclusive and less available have higher value. Okay? I can do the EdXL paper anytime. Did I not do EdXL last week? I can't remember. No, I didn't. I forgot, sorry. I'm going to do timber today and I'll do EdXL next week, okay? But this is for any exam board. This makes it great for creating items in bulk, but they often do not last as long as items made from hardwood. So you can make lots of softwood items at one time because they're quite cheap to make. Okay, but they might not last as long. And some examples are pine, fir, and cedar. Okay, so do not last as long. Good for creating items in bulk. Right, you're welcome. So this is what I mean by the grain lines. And this is what you call a knot. Now with the knots, the reason why the value decreases is because if I cut that there, what I'm going to be left with is a piece like this, and another piece like this. Yeah, and the grain line goes along there same way, but the knot would have fallen out. So now I've got a little hole at the end of my material, so I have to cut that to use it and waste material, yeah? So all of those things decrease its value, okay? So examples of things that can be made out of softwoods, little table and chairs, bits of furniture, sort of cheapy furniture, type of stuff that you get in IKEA. Don't know if I can say that, but that is what tends to be made out of softwood, all right? Then you've got your manufactured board, not to be confused with boards as in papers and boards. These are manufactured boards, so they're types of timber that have been man-made. So, manufactured board is made by combining different pieces of wood together and fixing them with glue. Sometimes wood chips and sawdust are used. Sometimes it is a whole piece. Manufactured boards are not very attractive to look at, but they are cheap to produce. So not very attractive, cheap to produce. The use of strong plastic resin makes manufactured boards durable, which makes them good for use in building construction. Some examples are MDF, plywood, and chipboard. And I'm sure you've all used MDF at school, and possibly even plywood. It's one that looks like it's got layers. And then chipboard, it's the crazy looking stuff that's super cheap. I'll try and show you another time. But that is usually used at like the back of bits of furniture that they're not going to be seen because it's not very attractive chipboard. All right? I'm going to move on. Okay, so this is a flowchart for how you feel lost. This is just timber recap. Okay, so trees are felled. Felled means cut down. Okay, so trees being felled, that just means cut down. But felled is the correct terminology. So trees are cut down. If anyone is going to leave silly comments, I'll have to mute you. So just be careful about what you're writing in the comment section, please. Once the tree is felled, sorry, I have to just mute somebody. Really silly. That's better. Right, ignore my emails coming through. Once the tree is felled, they are dried out because trees contain a lot of water. The trunk has a lot of water in it from where the tree has been taken in water through its roots. Okay? And this drying is actually called seasoning. So the drying process of trees that's done in a kiln is called seasoning. Seasoning. And it's done in a wood drying kiln. Okay, sorry, I've got new messages. Someone said, hey, do you teach OCR or AQA? I teach AQA and EdXL. Okay. This is not any particular exam board. Oh, you're welcome, Pharrell. This is just general timbers. So don't worry, this is not an exam paper. It's just a booklet. I can't look at your NEA because I'm busy looking at my classes. Okay, this process creates timber. And you've got your two types of wood, hardwood and softwood. Thank you. Thank you. Is it Emma? And then hardwood comes from what type of trees? What are we going to say? What type of trees does hardwood come from? Well done. Deciduous. Thank you. Deciduous. And then what type of tree does our softwood come from? We know it's coniferous. Right. Now, just to clear something up, hardwood and softwood are terms that we use to define the genetic hardness. Okay? This is to do with the genetic structure of the tree, yeah? One of the hardwoods we'll talk about in a little bit is a very soft wood to touch. You could scratch it with your nail, and it's called balsa. But it's genetically a hardwood because it comes from these trees, yeah? So don't get confused just because some hardwoods are soft and some softwoods are hard. Now, why do we use timber? Now, when that question comes up, or if it ever comes up, think like this. Why do we use timber instead of other materials? So think of a use of timber, and then think about why we would choose to use timber for that and not paper, plastic, metal, or textiles. Okay? So you got sustainability. Now, not all timbers are sustainable. Do we know which ones are sustainable? Is it the hardwoods or the softwoods? Attractive, that's a good one, especially if you mentioned the grain being attractive. Durable, good, it's softwoods that are sustainable. Durable, it's the softwoods because they're usually grown together. Are you saying we use timber because it's natural? Okay, we could say that. If we prefer something natural rather than man-made like plastic. Cheap. Some woods are cheap, yeah, mostly softwoods. Recyclable, that goes hand in hand with the sustainable. Recyclable. Readily available, well done. Okay, Charlotte, well done. So readily available, easy to get, it's kind of the same thing. Non-finite, what do you mean by that? Easy to repair. Okay, let's have one more. We've got one more space. Easy to use, yeah, workability. All right. Yeah, someone said not going to run out. That's non-finite. Not going to run out. Okay, well done. Do you guys want to screenshot that? I'll put it there. Can you bullet point in the exam? If the question is a 1 mark and it says state, or state 1 or state 2 or state 3, you don't even need to bullet point, just write the things. But if it's asking you to discuss, explain, analyse or evaluate, then no, you can't bullet point, you can't give short answers. So we do exam practice as well as materials revision. So when I go for a paper, or I've got a couple of papers on here that I've posted, and I've got a couple of videos on YouTube as well, that you can see past papers, and I've shown you how to answer the questions. And that reminds me, guys, if you have YouTube and you have an account, please subscribe. It's the same name as this, Sometimes Teach. Okay, so we'll come over here. I'm not going to go into this one because I've got a different property sheet here that I want to do with you guys. So Anthropometrics is the study of human measurements. Someone's asking me about what is anthropometrics. So it's the study of human measurements used to make products that fit the human body. Yeah? All right. Let's see if we know these pieces of equipment here. So we've got this one here. Anyone know what that's called? Best way to revise DT. It's not a set square. Tri-square. Well done, Julia. Tri-square. Square. And this one? Not a ruler. It's a particular type of... Well done, GTM. It's a steel rule. Steel rule. I'm not doing all the questions as you can see, but I'd like you to try this one. What type of timber is suitable for making a park bench and why? What type of timber, so we're going to say hardwood or softwood, is suitable for making a park bench and why? Okay, hardwood. Well done, Leo. And what is the reason? So we'll say hardwood. Okay, because it can withstand the weather and it is durable, meaning that what? Oh, you're welcome. That it will last a long time. And to be honest, if anyone wants to do bullet points in the exam, I count that as lazy because you're trying to get marks here. So you need to show off what you know. And you can't really show off what you know in bullet points, yeah? This is not an exam. This is just a booklet that I've put together from class booklets. So it's just timber revision. All right, so we've got some joinery here. And I'd like you guys to tell me. I don't know if you can see this very well. Can you tell me what that type of join is here? So you've got two pieces of timber and it's either glued or screwed together. I'll give you a minute. The person asking about NEA, what do you mean? Good. It's called a lap joint. Oops, lap joint. Or butt joint. And it can be fixed. As in, my teacher makes us do a lot of it independently. Yeah. Butt joint, and you can use glue, screws, or nails to secure it. Okay. That's the next one. Can you tell me what that's called? No? Anybody else? So it's similar to that one, but it's a something lap joint. Did it 2 weeks ago. Well done, Lewis. It's a half lap. Good. Half lap. Yep. Well done, Beha. Now, the reason why this is stronger is because by removing that amount of material there, you create a larger surface area to put glue. You're not cooked for the theory. Just stay with me, join these lives, follow my page, watch back the lives that I've recorded because I've posted them, subscribe to my YouTube, watch the videos. You'll be absolutely fine. Trust me, you've got a good while now. We started this a lot earlier than last year, and that was really helpful to a lot of students last year. Half lap, yeah? So increased surface area for gluing. Okay, thank you for the follow. So then you got this one next. See, I watched one of your videos before and I got 80%. See, well done, Harry. This one, does anyone know what this type of joint is called? I can't do food. I'm so sorry, Bobby. I don't even teach the GCSE here. Well done, Anna. This is a mitre joint. Okay. This one is set at a 45-degree angle. Okay. And can anyone tell me what that can be used for? I'm sure you've all seen this on something, a particular product that might be on the wall. Well done. Frames and door frames. Door frames. Now, people like these, picture frames. People like these ones because it's a more aesthetically pleasing joint. Okay, now you can join it. So in here, you can have glue, or you can also have dowels. Do you guys know what dowels are? So let's imagine you've got your bit of timber there. I'm gonna do a dodgy sketch now. In here, you'd have your dowels. I like little, oh, that's terrible. Wait, let's do it again. So you've got that. Little bits of, they're like little rods that you can put glue on them before you put them in as well. You forgot DT was a subject, okay? Then that means you don't take it then, doesn't it? So you don't really need to be here. Okay. Last two. Anybody know what this type of joint is called? Little wooden pieces. Yes, that's it. Not, that's about the dowels. Okay, this one. What is this joint called? Well done, Max. It is a finger joint. I don't know why it's blocked it. Approve. Finger joint. Also, well done, Ace. I was about to say, it's also called a comb joint. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Now this is commonly used for boxes. And I'm sure lots of you would have made a little wooden box at some point. Yeah, so you can use that joint. It's a strong joint because you can put glue in all of these different cutouts. Yeah, so strong joint. Because of large surface area for glue. It's also a very attractive looking joint if you manage to do them very well. okay? And obviously the more glue you put in there, the stronger the joint will be. Right, our last joint is this one. Does anyone know what that one's called? Anybody know the name of that one? You might not have used this one in school. Not sure. It's for any exam board, it's just material revision. Well done, it's a dovetail. For those that put dovetail, good. Now, the reason why this is the strongest joint, it's not a mortise and tenon. A mortise and tenon actually looks like, oh, here we go, can I draw it? So, a mortise and tenon, imagine like a square. I believe that's a tenon and the mortise fits into it, or it could be the other way around. So like it would be, sorry, I'm always trying to do like these dodgy little drawings. Does that make sense? It doesn't really, it's not correct, but that would fit into there in the middle. Anyway, so the dovetail joint is the strongest. Yeah, it makes sense, good. I'm glad you guys understand my joints. Because it has the largest surface area out of all of the joints. And it does not need any glue. So if they're made really well, it should fit together and you can't pull it apart. The cleaner's here, so it's a bit noisy now. Just bear with me. Okay. So we've got 20 minutes left, and I would like to go through this table. We're looking at working properties. So I posted a video today explaining what working properties are or what it means. Essentially, it just means what makes it suitable for its uses. Thank you for the follow. For its uses, yeah? So, if we look at this really simple table here, we've got hardwoods, softwoods, and manufactured boards. And you could revise this all on bite size, but I think to take this column away and make you actually think about it is really good for you. So, let's put this a bit higher up. So you've got oak, right? And a physical property. So physical means what you can see and what you can measure. So moderate brown colour with a unique and attractive grain, and we know it's a hardwood. Okay. Now, does anybody know a working property of oak? So something about oak that makes it suitable for its uses. Now, uses could be something like hard wood flooring. Exactly, it's durable. The fact that it's durable makes it suitable for its use as wood flooring. I don't want uses, I want properties, working properties. Good, it finishes well, or you could say polishes well. Rather than saying strong, let's say tough. Yeah, so it can resist impact. Okay, let's move on. Mahogany I'm sure you, especially if you're from a Caribbean background, you would have seen the mahogany. It's a dark reddish colour and it has a very close grain. Mahogany is one of the most expensive ones. What can we say about mahogany, that makes it suitable for its uses? So furniture would be a use. So attractive. I'm going to help you out with this. Easy to cut. Easy to cut. Or another word for that is called workability. And also, you can have polish as well. Balsa. What do you guys know about balsa? So balsa is pale and wide-spaced grain due to it being a fast-growing hardwood. So it's a bit of a different one, this one. If you do the EdXL paper and you've done past papers, you might have seen the... Oh, I've got it here. So... You've got the toy plane that's made out of balsa. So, toy planes. Also, they're used for modelling. Easy to make. We don't make wood. So for balsa, you can have lightweight. If you're going to make a toy aeroplane, it needs to be lightweight. You can also put easy to form because it's so thin, you can shape it very easily. Right. Beech is the next one. So it has a slight pink tint and a close grain. It's a hardwood. It's tough, durable, and has a smooth finish. And then lastly, ash. So we know ash is pale coloured and it has a narrow grain. You can steam bend ash. So did you guys know? Yeah, so flexible, you can steam bend it. Flexible, steam. Well done, Lewis. It's also tough. It can be used for sports equipment, like baseball bats. Pine is a very common softwood. It comes up in almost every paper. We know it's pale coloured and it's got a contrasting grain. It's quite aesthetically pleasing. Okay? Anyone tell me working properties of pine? I'm going to write some down. So pine is lightweight. Attractive. So with this, say attractive grain, just to show what you know what you're talking about. Attractive grain. People like the look of pine. Easy to use / form. Yeah, easy to shape. You can cut pine really easily. Spruce. Pale cream with an even grain. Easy to form. Also takes on colour well, so it can be stained, yeah, with like a varnish or lacquer. Easy to stain. Larch is the final softwood we're going to do. Larch is durable. It's also water resistant. And it's easy to machine. Then we come down here, we've got our manufactured boards. These are the man-made timbers, okay? So MDF is the one that I'm sure we've all used in school, right? You can get it 3 mil, 6 mil, 9 mil. It goes up in threes. It's made up of like mulchy wood. So if it gets wet, it's not good for outdoor use, yeah, because it just absorbs water too much. Now, properties of MDF are that it is smooth. So if you want to make something with a smooth finish, MDF is great, and it's easy to finish. It's easy to use as well, so easy to use / finish. As I said, it absorbs moisture, so you should not use it outside. I'm not going to write that down though, because I don't want to confuse you. Okay, plywood. Plywood, because it's got the layers, yeah, and it's all glued in between each layer, it is strong. It's also easy to cut and finish. Cut it by hand with a tenon saw. And it also can be painted. And then lastly, you've got chipboard. So it's like chips of wood glued together. Chipboard is strong because it's so gluey, you've got like a resin. It's also cheap. Okay, so if you want a screenshot, please screenshot that. Let me put it straight. And use that for your revision. Anyone got any questions quickly? Got 8 minutes. Anybody got any questions? Anything they'd like to know? Or suggestions for what we need to revise next? I know someone asked to do the Excel paper, so we'll be doing that. But I can start to put a list together of things that you'd like to revise. I'm gonna share this on YouTube. The ash one, flexible and steam bent and tough. So flexible can be steam bent into shape, and tough, 2 properties. Let me bring it a bit closer. Right. Okay, so I think we're going to end the live there. Go through tools, as in like power tools. I've got my textbook here, so let's see what we can do in 5 minutes. Power tools. Oh, I have a really good worksheet of power tools. I could print that off for you guys. So 66. Do you guys have this book at home? I recommend getting this if you're doing AQA. Try and get it secondhand. You won't have it for very long. You're poor. You can get it secondhand. So I think I should just do it as a separate lesson because there's quite a lot to go through. But if you want to... Yeah, there's a lot to go through. Yep, I do EduCAS and I do AQA. I'm doing them at the same time. My year 11s are doing AQA, my 10s are doing EduCAS. Do you want that as well? Okay, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna get going now, and I'll be back next Monday at 5:30. In the meantime, I'll be posting on here just little questions that I do and on YouTube, okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.